I'm Sophie Andrell, and I'm delighted to be here. I am a digital marketing trainer, and now it seems like an AI trainer as well. And I help small businesses, organizations, communities, economic development, tourism, understand how to leverage the power of the internet so that they're found and they expand their businesses or their communities. And I'm here today to talk to you specifically about the power of Google listings. And it's one of the things that so many people do not take advantage of. I was sharing with Kayla that I was at a new client yesterday, a pharmacist that wanted me to do their social media and get found on Google for a few months to see if it makes a difference. So I Googled them, couldn't find them. And then I did finally find their Google listing. I clicked on it to get directions on how to get there. I got the right directions and I clicked on their website so I could at least know what they were all about. And their website was broken. So there was another pharmacist just down the street and across the way that of course, if I was looking for a pharmacist, I might decide to go to because I would know what they had. So it was so important and so timely that that happened yesterday. And it was interesting when I met with the owners and I showed them that this is the experience someone else has because they're great at what they do. And they were shocked. They had no idea. So I really hope that this resonates and I can help you. So let me just share my screen with you. Okay, so maximizing your SEO ranking. So really strategies for you getting found, your business or your services and your websites, increasing your website visits. So that's what today's about in our short hour together. So these are the chunks of what I'll be speaking with you about today. Claiming your Google listing, optimizing your Google listing, and then posting to it regularly. Every time I say that, people say, oh, but that costs money. It's free. You do not have to pay to post to your Google listing. It's not a Google ad. So a Google listing, when you post to it, it stays with your Google listing and it helps Google know what you do. A Google ad is only alive, say, while you pay for the ad. And once it goes, it doesn't help your search engine optimization. It doesn't help you get found anymore. I said that twice. SEO stands for search engine optimization. So what we're going to be talking about is your Google listing and how to optimize it so it gets found when people go to Google. And guess what? It also will help you get found when people are using AI to find out more what's going on. And using AI properly, it goes out into the web and finds out information about companies just like Google does. So improving your Google listing will help both getting found on search engines and really, AI is just a different type of search engine that's extra smart. So then I'm going to talk to you about why Google listings have reviews and why they're important to you. And then there's something on a Google listing called questions and answers. They are so important. They are the questions that people ask Google. And if they can't find the answer, it kind of they don't submit anything. But in the Google listing, it gives you a place to add questions and answers. So that's the first place that Google goes to give people searching an answer. So yay, so you're able to go in once you've claimed your Google listing, you're able to actually go in and add your own questions that you think people are asking and your own answers so they're getting the right answers. So that's really important because this way you can drive what people see, the experience on your Google listing, and you can drive what people get answers for when they ask, hey Google, where is blank 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 in my area? And then it goes and it looks, comes back. And if you don't have that on your Google listing, it then has to search further for others. So then the other thing we're going to talk about is optimizing your website and social media posts for search engine optimization. So one of the big things on your website is simply again adding a question and answer area on your website. Because again, when Google or people are asking questions on Google, if you have the questions and answers on your Google listing, awesome. But you should also have them on your website. Awesome. So that's really important. So those two work together hand in hand. They should be long-term questions, questions that people are asking aren't just one word. They don't just put in, cookies and hope to get a list of cookies. They put in long-term questions in there. Who sells the best cookies in my area? Or where can I get services to help me grow my business? Or where can I get support for my child who needs some help at school, some mentoring? Or who has off after school programs in my area? So if those are things that you think people are asking about for your services, you need to have those written out in full sentences and then the answers to that as well. So that's what I mean about having Q&As on your website as well as on Google. And then adding blogs to your website. That's important. Blogs, people forget. I don't know why. It was Blogs 101 back when websites first came out. They were blogs only. So the way a blog is written is what websites first came out as. The first websites were really news reports where you had a title, like a news headline. You had the body of it in writing. It wasn't a lot of images, just a lot of writing. So text. And then you had keywords and categories. Well, blogs have remain using that structure. You can now add images to a blog, but a good blog has the keywords, it has text, it has information. So you want to put, again, what are people asking about? What are my target clients asking about? You should have a blog that you write on each of those topics, answering those questions. Because now your website will be found on based again on the answers to those blogs. Blogs are inherently very search engine friendly. So that's what we're going to talk about. And I'm going to just show you some examples. So presentation overview, we're going to talk about claiming your Google listing and the importance of claiming it. Why? Because it gives you extra visibility to those who are looking for you. Leveraging your features. There are features on the Google listings that many just don't realize are there, like the Q&A. Oh, another one is like your reviews. The more reviews you have, the more Google thinks you are serious. So if you have someone that does something similar to what you do, and they have their company name, their map on there, and you have 5 reviews, the other person has none, you will get Google will put you higher than them, increasing your ranking because of your Google reviews. So that's something that you need to know about. Another thing that a lot of people don't realize is Google will put the first review isn't necessarily the most recent one. The first review that will be seen is the one that the owner has spent the most time replying to. So what you need to do is make sure you spend time replying to the good reviews so they come up first. Certainly reply and acknowledge a negative review and ask them to take it offline with you. But the good reviews, you want to expand, say thank you. I'll let my team know that you've praised them online. That's going to mean the world to them. Here's a link to what we're doing next month in case you're interested. So it's like a little bit more information. So that's what gets seen. A lot of people don't realize that. They'll have one negative review in their 10 reviews, and they've talked to them, they've replied to it, they keep on going back and forth. So Google puts that one first. So Google and Facebook, if you have Facebook reviews, they both behave the same way. You need to be able to make sure you text and reply longer to those that have positive reviews, those come up first. Optimizing your website, as I said, and your social media. One thing I forgot to say on social media is how you optimize your social media is take a step back, look at your About Us, and look at your bio on your social media. Make sure you have your keywords in it. Make sure that you have your location. If you're a location-based company, you give employment skills or employer training skills maybe, or employer funding in a certain location. Make sure that location is written in the bio. Make sure that location is written in the About Us, and on your website, make sure that location is written on the footer of your website. So it's on every page. Location is critical. If you service a certain area only, that helps your SEO again, because people say, I want to find a employment provider near me. Well, near me, if it doesn't say that anywhere on your website and you're not indicating that on your social media posts, that's not going to help you, because you need to let them know where you are, because you don't care about someone, they don't care about someone in California, for example. They need to find someone local. And then creating the blog, you just need to practice blogs. You need to add a blog page. And if you even just do a blog once a month, that's huge. I know everyone always says, I want to do a blog more often, but a blog even once a month is awesome. Often. So awesome, whatever. So this is an old calendar, but I would take your calendar that you do your communications plan on, and I would take that calendar and make sure you're not just saying, what are my events? What am I posting about leading up towards my events on social? Also, maybe summarize all the events you've had this past month in a blog, and you've got your keywords going in it, and at the end want to find more information about these services, link here. So it puts out information. Don't make your blogs difficult. You can also use AI to say, hey, look at my current website and write 4 blogs for me, and then see what it comes out with. And it'll blow your mind that you actually have content on your website that can be spinned into a blog that you can now add to your website. Why is that important? Again, because blogs are search engine friendly. And what you'll find after time, search engine ranking goes up because your blog, the direct blog post will come up even before your website. It's mind blowing. But once I start blogs for clients, there are clients that I just write blogs for. And of course, they check them to make sure everything is correct first. And then I post it for them. And then in that case, their ranking increases immediately. Um, One story I'd like to share with you is you have Google listings, obviously, is what we're talking about. So I have clients that during COVID, they stopped their Google listing optimization. And I'll show you what I mean about that in a second. Meaning, what I mean just specifically is on your Google listing, there's a place that you can create a post. I mentioned that earlier. Those are free, right? They're not Google ads, they're just a post, very similar to posts you see on Facebook. But because it's Google, you want it to be specific to a service, link back to your website. You want it to be specific to a product, link it back to your website. You want to be specific to, hey, we've just added this section to our website about blank, 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 your keywords, link it back to that area. So you're telling Google what it is you do. And then when someone searches for it, your Google listing comes up, but those posts come up as well, right? So the more posts you have, again, your ranking increases. It's like having more reviews, and it's like and the more posts you have, you get more ranking as well. So that's really important. So back to my story, what happened during COVID, a few clients I had, they stopped doing their Google optimization. So they stopped posting to Google. We stopped that. But this one specifically, we continued posting on their Google listing. They were a furniture company. They had no sales happening during COVID, but they just wanted to keep them out there, and they were, showing photos of the new inventory that was coming in, showing photos of what they were doing in their location, and they're gorgeous photos. And they did a few videos of their staff safely doing certain things in their location, but using their keywords. Anyways, when COVID was over and they reopened, and we did our Google search for them, they came up first. They came up first over their competitors, who I know often, did a lot of work on their Google listings, but they didn't during COVID. Those clients where I stopped doing their posts for them on their Google listings were like on the third or fourth page. They dropped right down. So continuously posting to your Google listing helps with your ranking. If you do one thing after this, that would be amazing. So your Google listing benefits, I think I've talked to them, each one of these. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Your appearance on Google, you get to customers, clients will find you easier. Local SEO really helps with your search engine, helping people find you locally. Trust and credibility. If they can't find you or your Google listing, they're not quite sure, if you're a trusted company. So that's really important. And then the reviews add to that. Having reviews on there, and I always suggest minimum 5 reviews. And I'll show you how you get a review during this presentation as well. There's an area when you claim your Google listing. Then you have access to it as the admin. And then what you're able to do is a link. You can send a link out to specific people that you know have worked well with you in the past. You'd like them to give you a Google listing. You send that link out, and when they click on it, it takes them right to where they can enter a Google review for you. That's really important. Customer interaction, the reviews are important, but they also want to make sure that you've replied to those reviews. So don't forget to reply to the reviews and say, thank you so much. And again, I've shared with you why you want to make sure you have a long reply to the positive reviews, because it makes your company found, of course, and the positive ones coming up first, but also more trustworthy. And then one of the things I didn't mention was that the Google reviews have very, very valuable insights. So you would think that just a Google ad or just your Facebook insights, but your Google your Google listings have insights as well. You click on them, and I'll show you one in the presentation. Will actually tell you how many people have clicked on the review on the Google listing. Where have they come from? Was it a mobile phone? Was it a tablet? Was it a computer? Where did they come from as well? Not just which device, but what location. And then once they got to your Google listing, what did they do? Did they just look at it? Did they click on your website? Did they ask for directions, or did they call you? Because they could do all those things from the review, and it tells you all those things. And there's many times where it's just, I know most of the companies I've worked with, they were shocked when they saw how many people actually use the Google reviews. And the listings are free, and the reviews are free. The questions and answers are free. Adding photos and videos to it are free. And looking at the insights and analytics are free. So why wouldn't you use it, right? So claiming your Google listing and optimizing it. So let me just show you how you do that. I'm going to end show, and I'm going to go to Google, and I'm going to go over here. So this is the company I worked with yesterday, and I went to them, and I was trying to find them, and I found them online finally. So that was cool. And then I clicked on their website, and it's broken. Oh no, that's horrible, right? So I felt bad for them. And then this is their link. And then when I got there, they didn't know. And so now, so I said to them, okay, you have a listing. So do you guys know who owns it? So they weren't really sure. So I said, okay, I can go home and claim it. So what did I do? I scrolled down, and it says, do you own this business? So if the business is already there, you can click on own this business. So I clicked on that. Then it gave me the option to claim it. And then it asked me, are you the owner? which I'm not, or are you someone else? So I said, I'm an agency. And so they said, okay, we see who the owner is. It told me the first two letters of their email and that it was a Gmail account. So I knew that was one of the people I met with the night before. So that worked last night. So that worked out really well. So I knew it was them. So it was going to, ask them. They're going to send them a request to make me an agent on the Google listing. So that was really cool. So I did that. I clicked on it and I got this where it said sent them a request. And so now I know the request went out. Immediately they approved the request. So now I have access to this business. So I'm able to go in and look at the description. So these are how you optimize the business. You go in, and I just got this right before we started today. So I haven't gone in to optimize it yet to make sure I have keywords in the description. They don't honestly know their website, so they're about to go look for their website and give that to me. They've got some social media links in there, which is awesome. Their listing is fine. And then when I go in, so you put in all the about. And then you're able to go in and put in all the contact, the location is critical, the hours are critical. And I think that's right. I'll check with them because, like I said, I just met them yesterday. Payments and all the information there. And then what happens up here, sorry, let me get out of here for a second. So I manage a lot of Google listings. So what happens to you once you claim it, you'll end up going to your Google account, gmail.com, whichever your Gmail account is. So if you don't have a Gmail account yet, I suggest you create a Gmail account for your business. And that will almost be like as important as the keys to your house. So you want to why is that important? Imagine you sold your house and the person that bought it didn't have the keys, so they can't get in. So it's like selling your business, or you've moved on to a different job and the next person doesn't have access to the Google listing. But if you have a Gmail account that you've created, stick with me here. So if you have a Gmail account that you've created, you can give them that Gmail account, and that's what you've created your Google listing with. So it's like the keys to your Google listing. That's what I meant to say. So in that case, what happens is if I go here, I now have access to this Google listing. So I'm able to go in and I can click on, when you go into yours, you probably just have one, you probably just have one Google listing. So I'm able to go in here now and I'm able to change the description and do all those kind of things that I need to do. If I click on it, I'm able to see it now, and I'm able to look at photos if there are any photos in there. So they uploaded photos before, but they couldn't remember from where. So I'll be able to go now and add a cover for them. I'll be able to update their logo. I'll be able to update their information. If you do have a Google listing and you want to add somebody as admin, what's not very obvious is how do you do that? So there's these three dots right here. You click on these three dots and you can basically business settings, notifications, add a new business, your business profile. But you can go to your own business settings and you can add people to access your account. So if you're working with someone like me, you'd go in and you would add them as a manager, never add them as the owner. Because once they're the owner, only the owner should be the owner. Once they're the owner, they can delete you. Owners can delete each other. So always just add anyone that's helping you as a manager. So important. I've worked with so many where they just don't know what their IDs were because whoever was created it added them as the manager. So as a manager, you can't add anyone, you can't delete anyone, and you only have partial privilege. So this is what I want you to know is if you are working with someone who's creating your Google listing, make sure that they add you as the manager, because that's like not having real keys to your house, so that's so important. Okay, so as I said, once you have access, say, before I tell you how to have access, say you don't have a Google listing, so you can't request, you can't add yourself to it. Well, what do you do? So you go to Google Business Profile. You can Google that anywhere you like. And once you've Googled that, what comes up is get listed on Google dash Google Business Profile. So you can do that. And once you go there, then it'll ask you to add your company's name. And if it doesn't find it, then it's going to go through a verification process. There's 3 ways to get verified on your Google listing, because it's not going to let a competitor of yours claim your Google listing. So number one way, if there's a Google listing that comes up, but no one's claimed it, and there's a phone number on there, it's going to send that phone number, if you want, number one way of getting verified, a 6-digit code. So you need to have someone there ready. As soon as they send the 6-digit code, you get the verification code and you put it in your Google listing, and now you have access to it. It's awesome. The other way is they might want to physically send you mail, because only people who own that business get the mail to that location. So that might be another way that they will, and that mail will give you the 6-digit code. And then the third way is if you happen to be in a plaza where there are several businesses in there, and you've perhaps taken over a location that used to be a business, they can't send you mail because they're saying that it doesn't compute, it's not right, the phone number's not right. And so you'd like to, claim this Google business, you want to create this Google business, it's yours, it's mine already. Then what they're going to do is they're going to take you through a process, which is simple. And what this process is, you have to do a little video showing them outside the address, and then showing you unlocking your door and going in, and then showing that if you have a cash register that you can actually do the cash, but unlocking the door often is simple enough. Oh yes, and the logo. So they want to make sure it's really yours. You upload that. I know it sounds horrible, but it's easy. It's easy. It's easy. I've done that a few times in the last couple of weeks with clients, and they've done it themselves. They've taken the little video, they've uploaded it, and in each case, they've been verified in 5 days. So it's not difficult at all. But you click on that, you fill in the information, and where it takes you is here, where it asks you your business name, your category, and then the next step will be where you're putting in, if it finds it, then it's going to send you that code. If it doesn't find it, then you're creating it from scratch. So there's 2 ways to do it. So here's a company who we just created the business listing, I think just very recently. We just created their website for them. It's a new company. And so in that, we created their Google listing as well. And so in that, they had to do the video themselves. And the video does not go public, so it doesn't have to be like a really high-end video. So this is a company who is just out there, and I'm excited. So now he doesn't have any reviews yet. So once he starts getting reviews, and he doesn't have any what's it called, updates yet. Those posts, they're under updates. So just because you've created the review, just because you've created the listing doesn't mean you're going to be found right away. So you create the listing. That's number one. You claim it. Now you optimize it. Like I said, you go through and you make sure that all the information is correct, the description, the website. Got a new website for him we created, put that in there, the locations of business, the service areas. So he doesn't physically have a place where you want people to come, which is okay. You still need a listing so people find roofers in your area. So he's got where he's Oneida Indian Reserve. He's got Middlesex County. So this is where he served. This is his clients. So he's got his hours of operation. So it's pretty cool, right? I'm very proud of him. Oh, shish kebab. So then Read reviews. Well, he doesn't have any reviews if I go to it. So what you do is you ask for reviews. So this is really important to make sure that once you claim it, you ask for reviews. Why? Because that makes you more trustworthy and that helps you get ranked higher. Without any reviews, there are other BR roofings that are out there. We found out some are in Manitoba, some are all over the place. He's not going to get ranked until he does the few things that we're about to talk about. So number one is ask for reviews. So he clicks on this. Again, I'm logged in as him because I helped him create it. So other people can't edit your Google listing. I'm only able to edit his Google listing because we helped him create it. Okay. So don't think like, oh my gosh, people can update my listing. Only you can once you claim it. So what happens is once you're in the back end of the Google review, once you're back in the Google listing, one day I'll get that right. You go and you click on this, which says ask for reviews. So when you click on that, it gives you this link. So when I put that link in any browser, it goes right to this location where it lets me put in a review for this company. So the intent is that you send that to, where am I here? You send this to people you've worked with that you know will give you a favorable review and ask them to put it out there, ask them to, maybe want to tell them a little bit of the theme of the review. Or you can create a QR code if that makes sense for what you do, and you say, happy with our service, please give us a review, and you might have the QR code there that goes to this page. So there's many different things that you can do to try and get some more reviews. I hope that makes sense. Oh, shish kebab, I keep on going here. So asking for a review, why do you do it? Builds trust, helps you get found on search engine ranking. Then this update I speak of. So I'm going to show you that. So if you click on this, you're able to add an update, an offer, or an event. What? So many of you that are on this watching this video or on this live webinar have events that you provide the public. Did you know you can add events like you can on Facebook, a Facebook event? You can add events to Google. So when you have an event coming up, I suggest you get your calendar out. I don't know if we've done an event planning webinar, but I can't remember. I apologize. But you decide when is your event. I always go 3 months out. Whoops. I always go 3 months out on my events. And then I say, okay, this date is my event. And then I work backwards and I say, okay, 2 days before I'm reminding people, a week before I'm making sure people know how to buy the tickets. The week before that, I'm making sure people know the people that are speaking at the event, how exciting the event is. If I have photos from the years before, I'm putting it. So this is my posting, right, on Facebook. But what I want to do also is make sure I go to my Google listing and to my Facebook and add an event on both. So if I have an event coming up, I want to make sure I add the event on my Google listing. Because then when people are searching for events near me, not only does the one on Facebook maybe come up if they're on Facebook, but the one on your Google listing comes up. Did you also know you can do it also on LinkedIn, right? If you have a LinkedIn page, you can add an event. If you have a profile, you can add an event. And those are also search engine friendly. So they will get ranked too. Actually, I don't even have that anywhere in this presentation, but your LinkedIn posts and your events are also help you get ranked. So don't forget that. But here I'm just talking about your Google listing. You click on this and it's just like any event. You put in a photo, a title, the start time, the end time, and the event details, and then a link to where they can sign up to the event, whether it's back to your website or whether it's on Eventbrite, which I think is fabulous. So another type of update, and this is the one that you should do once a month, it would be fabulous. Once a week would be even better. But you click here and you put a photo, a description, an optional button, and that button I suggest should go back to your website. And this should just be something that you think people are searching for and you write a short update about it, a title which has your keywords in it, and the description about what it is, and then a link back to your website. So that does a few things. It stays with your listing so people know what you do. It tells Google what you do, and it helps your SEO, and it's free. It's absolutely free. So these are things that once you've claimed your Google listing, you're able to update your preview, update your profile, ask for reviews. Those are the first things I want you to do. Try and get 5 reviews, and then you're going to start seeing that you're being ranked. Do some updates that helps you get ranked. Questions and answers next. So one of the things I mentioned before is that you've got these long tail questions that people are asking Google now. So you want to know what those questions are and ask the question. So that's something here. As I said, we just claimed this and it just went live. So now what I'm going to have them do is put in some questions and answers. So the ask a question is what you do first. So what do you think people are asking? So does he do flat roofs? Do you work in London, Ontario? I'm making these up. So then once he posts that, he posts it and then he goes in and does the answers. So these are similar to the questions and answers that you should put on your website. If you already have them on your website, then it's really easy to go into Google and add them to your Google listing because that just helps you get found. Um, so let's see. So that's pretty cool. I think that's all I want to show you on his. So then one of the things that I'll come back to that in a second. Do I have any more Google listings here? Yes, this one. So I wanted to show you this. So this is Sweet Tree Cafe, Walpole Island. So we created their Google listing a while ago. And so they added some photos to it. So if I click on photos, you can see the photos that, where do I see the photos here? If I had the photos, these are the photos we added when they first opened. So that's pretty good. Yolanda, who owns it, and this was what they used to have. They used to have the chip truck, and then they turned it into their location. And I know they've added some. I should talk to them about adding some more information. So Q&A, I don't think they've ever done Q&A. Let me see if we've done Q&A here. No, we could add Q&A, like is it wheelchair accessible? What do you have food? Some people I know are asking these questions now, so that would be some things we could add to it. But I wanted to show you performance. So these are what I called insights. So if I click on this, what you're seeing here is the business interactions from May 24 to October. So you got a time period. So I can do so so that's very cool. So 567 people interacted or found this listing on Google. So that's very cool. So it tells you what their peak period was. It looks like July. And then it shows you, as I mentioned before, performed and device breakdown. So performance and device breakdown. So it shows me that the Google Map was a mobile phone. Google search, that's this. So they came up on a mobile phone the most, 45% of the time. A Google search, it came up, so that's the middle part. 42% of the time, 10% was the Google search. And then what's the difference between the two? Oh, desktop, sorry. So obviously in this case, most people are looking for them while they're driving. So that's really cool. So it's on the mobile phone. And then this also tells you, and I think this is so important, what people are looking for when they search for them is the word coffee, coffee near me, Sweet Tree, coffee shop, Wallaceburg restaurants. So they come up on those top 5 search words. So you want to make sure that if those are the top 5 search words that people are putting in Google and they're coming up, that you also have them on your website. So you also optimize your website with those keywords if that's how you want to be found. So that's pretty neat, eh? So I wanted to show you that. And then this is kind of cool. If you click on calls, it shows you, that can't be right, made calls. from your profile. Oh, we must not have calls up there. Directions. We have directions up there. We'll go look in a second. And then website clicks. We definitely have the website up there. So directions seem to be what people are mostly looking for. Um, I guess we must not encourage phone calls for them. I don't know if we have a menu up there. We don't. So these are other things that they could be doing that we do not have on their Google listing. So it kind of reminds you when you go here of things you can do on the listing. So I like looking at performance with my clients. I'll go in and look at their Google listings on on a sporadic basis and say, okay, we could do this better. We can do that better. We just launched, they don't have bookings, but we just launched a hairdresser and a nail salon. And with them, we put on bookings here. So you click on bookings and you're able to go to book live from their Google listing. So it really depends on what your business is and what kind of take a step back. And this is what we did yesterday with the pharmacists. And they realize they want people to book the doctor that comes in there because once the doctor is in there, because they have a telemedicine service, people can go from 9:30 till 5:30 every day, and they're not getting bookings. Well, no one knows about it. It's not on their Google listing, so that's what they really want. So we're going to do that. And then it's very satisfying when you can add what people need to their Google listing, and that's what you want to think about. You take a step back and you add what people might need. So once you actually claim your Google listing, where will you find it? You log into that Gmail account that you've claimed it with, and you go to these 9 dots here, and it shows up here under Business Profile Manager. It looks like this little house. So you go there. So if you don't have a Google listing and you have a Gmail account now, you won't see that there. Once you have a Google listing that you've discovered, that you've claimed, you will see that there when you click on it. In my case, I think I uh, help manage around 31 of them. They all show up here. So it's pretty cool. So I think that's it with the Google listing, optimizing your listing from current slide that I wanted to share with you. And the next I wanted to talk about optimizing your website. The benefits, I've already talked about that. The benefits of claiming your listing. And it is a competitive edge because so many people do not update their Google listing. It's so important. And then leverage your Google listing, as we already talked about, adding Q&As, critical. And then posting. I didn't show you what that looked like. You can post to your Google listing and it's really simple. So I think I just did one for knock on wood. Let's see. These guys. I just did one for these guys. So I went in there and I clicked on add an update, and add an update. I added a photo, a description, and added a button. And then this is what it looks like down here. So we've just launched our website. Please check it out. I did that 27 minutes ago. So if you click on that, that's their new logo, which is beautiful. Now, all I said was, please check it out, their new website. And what I should have done, and I didn't think of it till this second, what I should have done was what do you think? Just think about it for a second. What was wrong with that post? What I should have done was I should have said keywords in there. Hello, how stupid am I sometimes, right? So I was rushing to get to you guys, but I should have said, we've just launched our new website. Come learn more about the roofing services we offer in the United Nations of locations, and I should have said that versus whether you need a new roof or just a little repair. I should have said all of that because if people are saying new roofer near me, new roof required near me, roof repair near me, I should have done that. So you might be looking at his website, but so that would help Google know what he does. So that's what you want to think about every time you do a post, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on LinkedIn, and definitely when it's on your Google listing, when you do a post, you want to keyword optimize it, put your keywords in it, make it keyword rich. So Google just keeps on being bombarded with what you do. And you can see how easy it is to slip up and not do it. I just did it and I'm a pro, so you want to say more than just, we've just launched a new website. So I can go in and edit this and I can add those words, which it's really simple to do. I'd go to his website and just take the words from here. Um, because I'm not thinking right now, I'm just going to put all of them in there. Where'd it go? I've got 1,500 room for all of that. And yeah, so I'm going to put all that in there for them. Cool, right? So post. So that's better. Now it's keyword rich, and you can see how easy it is to manage. So I hope you take advantage of this immediately. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you was, and I told you about the reviews, that'll increase your SEO. A question and answers, I told you about that. That'll increase your current slide. That'll also increase your SEO. And then optimizing your website. So this sounds ominous and hard, but it's not. It really isn't ominous or hard to optimize your website. I don't know what platforms you use on your website. Each one is a little different. But what it really means is making sure that when you go through your website, you don't just have great pictures of what you do, but the keywords of what you think people are searching are written in there all the way through it in text, not as an image and saved on your website, because Google can't read that. Google can only read what you've written on your website. So that's one of the things you want to do. Another things you want to do is there's something called metadata in the back end of each of your websites that will, and it's so simple these days to find it. So let me just show you how on Wix, which is the one tool I use to create everybody's websites that I work with. So if I go into, again, his website, and I've gone into the back end, what you'll notice on each of these, when I click on his photos, and I just, I click on his photos, there's a place where you can add what that photo is about. So I've said BR Roofing, Oneida Nations. So I've indicated where he is on each photo and the company name. So on this one, I think I've said to it, people working on roofers fixing shingles. So again, another keyword and then his company name. So what you want to make sure of is that every photo you upload has a keyword that's associated with your company name and what's happening in that photo. So then when people go to Google, these photos come up as well as your website. So if I go to this gallery we added on Wix, whoops, it looks like he thinks I'm adding, sorry, I didn't want to add, I want to manage media. So if I'm going to the gallery that's already there, each one has BR Roofing on it during photo of A. And then this one's BR Roofing before of B. So I probably should move these around. BR Roofing during of, so you can see what we've done here before. Anyways, I have to go through and make sure it's in the right order. Looks like I'm out of order a little bit, but the key there wasn't the order of the photos for you, was just simply that you got their company name, your company name, not theirs, your company name, and what it is you're doing in that photo and your location. That's critical. That's one of the things you want to do. Also, your logo. If I look at this logo and I see what the name is of the logo, I have it on their BR Roofing logo and then where they're located. So that's really important. So a lot of people just don't do that. They'll just call it logo, but put your company name on it too. So that helps in you getting found. And I think on this video, we did the same thing. If I look at the video, yeah, BR Roofing, and then I've just what who that video is about. And then here we did make sure that we had keywords in his about us, because that's important. And then services, Areas served, that's really important because many people will say near us. So Google knows where they are, but they don't know where you are unless you have it on your Google listing in the locations you serve, as I showed you. And then if you have it here on your website with locations served, so areas served, I've got his showing the areas that he serves. So that's really important. So you can so these are the way you optimize your website in a really high level. Also, I don't know if I can show you quickly enough because we're almost out of time here, but you can also on all websites, um, layers, pages. No, I'm not sure I'll be able to find it quickly. But there's also a place on all websites that you could go to and optimize your dashboard, optimize your SEO, your search engine optimization for that website. So that's one of the things that we would be doing next uh, with Richard here is go to get found on Google. And most of them websites have made it really easy in the back end. This is Wix. Wibbly is the same. Um, uh, and GoDaddy's the same, where you go through it on the back end, and it'll say help you get found on Google. How easy is that? Increase your online search visibility with Google Ads. But this is the one that's most important. So if I click on Get Started, it's going to tell you everything you can do to improve this website. Like I said, we just launched it. We haven't done this yet, but this is a good point. We should set the whole homepage titles for search results. Got it. And it'll tell you what it means. So do you want this for what people see as a title? RB Roofing, roofer near me. Or do you want this to be what people see? RB Roofing. So I think that would make sense. Or this one. So what do you want as the business owner for people to see? Or you can click on other if you want to write your own. So again, that helps you get found. And then it goes down and it tells you everything that you can do on your website to get more found. So homepage description, that's important. So make sure there's a description on your homepage so people see that as well. So that might be too long, but I think I would probably we are committed to high quality roofing. Ensures you get what you need, and then get rid of that. And so that's what people will see. Now it's telling you you should have your company name in it, and you should have your business a keyword in it. So it tells you what to do until it's properly search engine friendly. So it's so exciting just to share this with you because they've made it so much easier to get found, and so many people don't do this. And right here, one of the things that you start with when you create a website these days, it asks you who you are, so company name, where you're located, then asks you for your keywords. So the keywords that it thinks we want are roofer near me, roofer London, Ontario, roofer. So that may or may not be correct. I'll have to work with Richard and find out if that's what we want. But then it's telling you, okay, so in the description, you better have the word roofers in your description. So at least a keyword. We provide high quality service, high quality, ensuring that your roofing utmost care and professional uh, roofers. And then, so we got one keyword, and then it wants the business name in here too. BR, BR, I'm sorry, Roofing, Roofing. I think I have a dash in their name. BR Roofing or site name. What am I doing wrong? So I need to go and figure out what I'm not doing right. RB Roofing, sorry. I'm a little dyslexic sometimes. BR Roofing. There. I did it again. RB Roofing. So as soon as you do it right, is committed to. It corrects it for you and then apply a publish. Now, this is what people are going to see on search engine results versus what we had before. And then add text to the home page. We don't have enough text about them on the home page. So it goes through and we connect it to the Google listing, and then we connect it also to the Google console. But I will only do that with him because I want his Google Gmail account connected to his Google console and his website, not my Google console. So I know that was quite a bit, but I just love it. And it really is something that can help you. So I don't know if there are any questions for me at this point. And this has been recorded, so you can go back and check it out at any time. Ruth, what did she say about this? And I hope that you will leverage it and use it. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kayla.